Hello and welcome to Decidedly Vanilla. I need to get a shovel. So I've been working on this. I thought I'd go back and forth. Of course, how often do I actually ever do what I say I'm going to do? I like to have it planned out. I think that's beneficial to have it planned out. Except typically, what ends up happening is I just kind of end up doing whatever. So I suppose it's good that I have it planned, but doesn't do me any good, does it? So I did say last episode that this would be a talkie episode, and yeah, something could pop up. Might do something else, but for now, that's kind of what I'm expecting. I want to finish getting this dug out, and I did think of a couple things to talk at you about. It's nearly done. I think this is as low as I want to go, and actually, this will be fun. Let me show you this, if I'm careful. Yeah, there's a ravine here, so that actually kind of helped, because that means part of this was kind of just gone. So that was... It was strange. It was strange to see, and it was kind of scary. I was fully expecting to get knocked off by a skeleton. Still haven't removed that command block. Have not switched back my modes since being here last. I want to get this first. So, the first thing I want to mention is UHC. And I mention it because at this time, there are 2 episodes of a new UHC already out on my channel. And there is one more coming out today. And they are being released every other day. If you didn't pick up on the pattern already, that's kind of what we agreed to. And I don't know what time zone you guys are in, but I am in Pacific Standard. So 3 o'clock for me. That's when those videos are going live on my channel, and that's so that they will be synced up with everyone else's. And at this point, from the episodes that you have seen, I believe no one has died. And nothing too eventful has happened quite yet. How am I going to do this? I'll do it like that. So, just to make sure I don't accidentally say something I shouldn't, I'm not going to talk about any of the details. Just the starting. To start off this UHC, it was a little bit laggy, and I'm not sure why. And it could very well be, I think we were playing in the snapshot, and that was really neat. That was really fun. I love being able to use the newest, latest, greatest. I honestly couldn't even tell you what features we were able to take advantage of that we would not have been able to take advantage of using a previous version, because I haven't been keeping up to date, at least not in the normal sense with all the Minecraft updates. When I hear of a new feature, definitely I listen, and I'm like, what can I do now? What can I do now? What new tool, what new ability, what new this, that, the other thing? So that always gets me pretty pumped up, pretty excited, pretty jazzed. I get excited. We all have things that we really like. I get excited about potential. And I kind of joke around. If you've ever played the... Oh gosh, now that I'm trying to tell you, I'm not going to remember what it's called. Thaumcraft. Yes, Thaumcraft. I joke around and say that I'm excited about Potentia, which is... In that game, there's different aspects, and one of the aspects is potential. No, it's potentia, but it embodies the idea of potential. So all these features, I always follow them, but not to the point where I can remember, oh, I better make sure I'm in this version if I want to take part of that feature, that ability. that addition. What'll usually happen is I'll try to activate something because it should work, and then it doesn't for some reason. And like, oh, that didn't happen in this version yet. So that was really exciting on the UHC that we could use the snapshot, if that was in fact what we did. I'm remembering that we did. I just add that clause because my memory is not the most faithful thing in the world. Sometimes I can remember something a week ago as if it was yesterday, and sometimes I can remember something from yesterday as if it was a week ago. That's just the fun that is my brain. I've kind of learned to love it. It's who I am. It's a little unique touch. It's not always beneficial, but I've accepted it. So I don't see it as a downer. And that's kind of what you got to do in life. You got to take something and look at what you can gain from it. Oh gosh, that sounds really bad, doesn't it? That sounds almost like a villain. You got to just look around you and decide, what can I benefit from this person? No, that's not what I mean. But things that happen, even things that are kind of negative, don't necessarily have to be 100% negative. There's usually some good that can come out of anything. The other really fun thing about the UHC is I got to play, we did teams of 2, and I got to be on Lomango's team. And I call him Logan, and he's on YouTube as Four-Sided Ball. So that can be kind of confusing. But if you want to see his perspective, of course, check his channel out. And once you see the introduction, if you've watched any of them, you'll know, like, oh, yeah, bRanN and Lomango. And I'm still saying Lomango. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to call him. I'm so confused. That's okay, though. It was fun to be able to do a video with him, and especially a UHC. It has to be very teamwork. It has to be very... Well, you can't be out on your own, for your own, especially, when it's a team, right? You got to be working together. You got to communicate. The thing I don't like about collaborative videos that are kind of set up like that, especially with a UHC specifically, is it's kind of difficult to say, and we'll be right back, and you go do some of the less exciting stuff off camera. So the pressure to be more exciting it's turned up, right? You want to make entertaining content. That's what we do here on the YouTube. That's what us Decidedly Vanilla people do. There may be people out there, I don't know, I'm not trying to speak for nobody, who just want to make videos for themselves. And I'm not in it for me. I'm in it for us. I'm in it for we. And before, oh my gosh, my inventory. Before I was part of Decidedly Vanilla, I was in it for me and you. And you is all of my viewers. But I'm very happy that I was able to become a part of the server, and that the server has kind of changed and evolved into what it is now. I'm really happy with what it is. Let me show you this chest. Completely filled with stone, which is amazing. I'm gonna do a little rearrange here. And so now, when I make video, it's not just for me and you, it's also for my server mates. And we've also been able to do a few things which I haven't fully utilized, and it might be a little while before I do, just because that's who I am. Collaborating with people I don't really know can be difficult, but we are part of a group chat. It's like a friends and family thing. Here's my, I guess as Generic B would call them, danger chests, danger zone. I just need my inventory empty so I can actually carry more things. Oh my gosh, I'm about full up. It's gonna have to leak into somewhere. We'll leak into here. And so we want to be entertaining. We want to make good content for our viewers, you, and we want to make good content for each other. We kind of push each other along, which is really cool. What's the best way to say this? Well, because we're part of a group. If I do well, and you guys like what I do, to the point where you all tell your friends, and they tell theirs, and we get more viewers, and because you check out my channel and you see them, then you might check out their channel, and people that check out their channel might decide, hey, I'm gonna visit this bRanN guy. I've seen him working with this guy in their video, and it's to put it a strange word, cross-pollination was a way somebody described it in one of our chats. But it's good, because some days you might be feeling like watching something I'm producing, because we all have our own little different personalities. I honestly don't know what my personality is. I mean, I know that I'm me, and I try to be consistent. I try not to be like the way I am now, and then the next day be, all right, today we're going to be doing this. I'm going to be digging dirt, and it's going to be fun, and we're going to... And it's fine. It's fine to slip into a different character, but it needs to be in context, I suppose. If I just started randomly being a dirtball all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's not what you were expecting to see when you were going to watch my channel. Then that could... it could confuse you, for one thing. But yeah, so you see me play, and you like my style, so you decide to watch my videos, and then you check out the server mates, and then we do collaborations with other servers, and then you might decide, hey, this guy's pretty cool. I wonder what the other people on his server is doing. That sort of thing. Where else do we need to get? We need to get this. And so, cross-pollination. I don't remember my point, because that's what happens to me. But the UHC, and working together, and getting to work with someone that I haven't got to work with, somebody that's on my own server, and it's through my own fault. Well, I did a couple things with him, but you know what I mean. Oh yes, UHC. I'm going to take a quick break here, then we'll come back, and I will organize my thoughts so I can finish my sentence here. So my point, although my hope is, many times I have a point and I never get to it. Like right now, I'm interrupting myself with a side story. My hope is that my side stories are entertaining, and my hope is that the fact that I don't sometimes get to what my point might have been is not frustrating. So that's my hope. You can tell me if it's the case or not. If it is annoying that I never get to my point, then you just let me know, and I'll make sure that that's something that I need to focus more on. But if these little side discussions that turn into side discussions that become more side discussions, if that sort of thing's okay, then good, because I'm good at that. But my main point, the main thing that I was focusing on the UHC that I don't like is that you can't really cut. I mean, I suppose you could if you really wanted to, but it'd be really awkward. I think it would not fit the... Oh, what's the word for it? The format? Yeah, that's a good word for it. It wouldn't fit the format of a UHC. I think with UHC it can be okay at times because you can get on edge. You can kind of like anything could happen. There's people hunting people. I think in future UHCs I would love to find a way to get rid of some of the dead space. Maybe figure out a way to have a UHC that would be more video friendly, more viewer friendly. I mean, because a UHC where guess it doesn't matter. If you're not worried about recording, if you're just playing for fun, you could do a lot. I was going to say you could do a lot of interesting things. This is where my thoughts are going away from me as I'm speaking them. What I mean to say is you don't have to worry, right? There's not the stress that, oh, I got to try to be entertaining. I got to try to fill dead space. Maybe you can focus a little more. It might actually make it not as tense, simply for the fact that you're not trying to do multiple things at once. And oh boy, if I try to do multiple things at once, and I would love to hear back from you guys. I would love to know that there are more people in my audience that are totally just ADD like me. And maybe that's the reason you watch. And maybe you didn't know I was ADD, because I try not to point it out. By the way, Clandlewood and Digital are both on here. And we're not necessarily doing anything together, but it's kind of cool that they're both here. It's just nice to be on here with other people. To the point where I thought of having like an assigned time where we all try to make sure to log in, just so we could be on here where other people are on. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, food for thought, viewers, or servermate viewers. I had a really good point, and I completely distracted myself. I'm getting better. I really am. And I don't want the beacon on my bar. And so here's my advice. Pick a main topic and allow yourself to run with it and allow yourself to go on tangents. But as you're going on a tangent, try to remind yourself continuously, because that's what it takes, what the main topic is. So you can keep coming back to it. You can keep circling around to it. Let's look at this first. I'll get my thought here in a second. I wanted to make sure you could see the back wall. I kind of would like it to go deeper, honestly. I'll have to rebuild my beacon if that's the case. Then again, this is plenty deep enough, and I do want it to feel like it can go deeper, but not necessarily. I like this depth. Okay, I'm going to stick with it. A slime? Oh no, am I in a slime chunk? I mean, that's good for slime balls. And that's good for an upcoming project we have. Or an upcoming project we're working on. I won't talk about that right now. So what I would like for UHC, we're back on that again. And tell you what, I apologize for the amount of tangents that I've gone on. I do think it's kind of unprofessional. I don't want to say that in case you don't think it's unprofessional, then it won't matter. But it can be disjarring. If somebody's talking about one thing specifically, and then they keep changing the topic, it can be difficult to follow along. That's something I have to be aware of all the time. And so, my vow to you, my wonderful viewers, who I love and adore, and I especially love and adore you more if you make comments. If you're not the type of person that makes comments, then I understand. But even if you could just say hi, like what you're doing, just let me know. I'd love to see more of this. I didn't like that as much. Yeah. Anyway, what I'd love to see for UHC is oh, this isn't going to work. I want a custom UHC, one that is designed to fit more with YouTube, with viewing. And I guess for the most part, there's nothing wrong. It's not broken UHC as it is. But if you know me, you know that I am a mapper. I love that aspect of Minecraft. I love that I can create an entire world, and more specifically, because I'm not always trying to create a whole entire world, a game mode, or that sort of thing. That's what I really enjoy the most. That's actually what saved me from getting sick of Minecraft, actually. Believe it or not. It'd be a good topic to go over sometime. But I would love to make not just a UHC that's possibly better for YouTube, but also a UHC that is decidedly vanilla. Put our logo on it. Or maybe it doesn't have to be decidedly vanilla specifically. Just, I would love to do something unique, different, something that's not expected with UHC. Because it's UHC, and here's the rules, and blah, 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 blah. But there is so much we can do now. And to simply limit ourselves, this is going to look so dumb underneath. And hopefully it won't matter. Hopefully it's an area that I never end up going into and I don't have to ever fix it. But there are, oh my gosh, there's just so many things. I actually ran out of blocks. Well, I'll be dang. The features that they continue to give us, it's incredible. It's really, really incredible. And the potentia of it all. Quick side note, promise. If you have not checked out Thaumcraft, it is worth installing by itself with no other mods. You might want to look up a guide or two, but for sure you do not need NEI or any such thing in order to experience. It's very well. You might just want to look up how to get started and possibly a guide on what to scan in what order, because that part can be frustrating for me. That is a well put together mod. The potentia of what you can build and what you can make, it's constantly increasing. And I have to share with you a little bit of my frustration when there's a feature that lets me do something and it gives me an idea, but then it doesn't quite fit with the way a different aspect of Minecraft actually works. And I'll give you an example. I wanted to make, and I'm still working on this. It's not going to be like I thought it was going to be originally. I was working on something that I was referring to as Mirage, and that was supposed to be an acronym for Minecraft RPG Game Engine. And the letters are all kind of in there. It's not exact. But the idea is sound. And I'll still, at some point, have some variation of it. And I have bits and pieces of it created. But the disappointment was in the way the potion system works, where you can have speed effect, which gives 20%. And you can have speed 2, which increases your speed by 40%. It's per level. Slowness reduces your speed by 15% and 30% and 45% collectively. But if you have speed and slow, you can multiply the values because it's a multiplication. So if you can imagine my speed is at, let's say, 100%, and then I get slowed for 15%. So now I'm at 100. Pretend the 100 isn't a percent. Pretend the 100 is a value. The 100 could be anything. The 100 could be 20. 20 blocks per second. Whatever our travel speed is by default without anyone messing with it. And then you take that slowness, and so you'd multiply that by 15. Well, this looks good. To get your current speed. And then you'd get your, you could put a speed potion on that, let's say 20%. And so you think, oh, so now you're going 5% faster. Well, no, because you're at however many units of speed, and then you get reduced by 15%. So now you're at however many units of speed, and then it gets increased again by 20%. It's not a direct correlation. You can't just take the two percentages and add them or subtract them because it's multiplication. But what it works out is there's very specific ways to mix them where I could give a player increments of speed in 5% jumps. So I could have somebody that goes 35% faster. I could have somebody that goes 40% faster. And there's other combinations you can do as well. Just depends on what you want. I figured out the 2 different speeds to put together to make such a thing. That way I could, 5% intervals was like really super fantastic for me. However, that's not consistent with the other potion effects. So let's say I wanted to make a stat system, which is what I was kind of working on. You have a speed, you have a strength, you have whatever other stats, a defense, mining speed. You could use the potion effects that increase your mining speed or slow your mining speed. And so what I wanted to do, let's make this all decline, was have different, so you're really good at this, but you're not as good as that. And you could pick different classes, and based on he's never going to despawn because he's got that in his hand. And speed was working really good, but then when you go to strength, weakness lowers the amount you hit by half a point of damage, whereas strength increases it by, I think it's 130%. But strength 2 doubles that. Strength 3 triples that. So there's no steady climb, right? So there's not a way... It'd be very difficult to kind of make it so your strength is gradual. So you either got somebody that's just really super weak or way stronger than they need to be, or it just... If the potions worked, if the strength and weakness potions worked the same way as the speed potions, then I would have a stat system, and it would be amazing. And I can still do something to that effect. Just not with as much... I don't know why I placed all those in there. I'm going to make this go deeper. With not with as much specificity as I can. Not sure what I'd want to call it, honestly, but I can't fine-tune it as much as I'd like to. I don't really need these, but I kind of don't like to ignore them. Especially on camera, where there's people like, no, you're forgetting them. Those are precious to me. Why aren't you getting them? So with all the new features, I get really super excited about all the different things, and I think we could make a UHC like no one's ever seen before. The problem is, I'm not sure how I would make it. Exactly what features I would want to use, or how I would want to make it different, or what the little gimmick would be to kind of make it cool. But it's out in the air now. It's not something I'm working on, because I have some other projects that I would really rather focus on for now. Come here. And that could take my full attention. It really could, because it's something I could be excited about. It's something I might revisit in my brain at some point. And if you have ideas, please post about them below. Because, oh man, that's what really gets me going. When I hear input from others, and then I can build off of that input. Because one person coming up with ideas on any project by themselves might sound like fun to some people. Like, yeah, I'm getting creative license. I'm getting to decide all these things. But it really limits what you can do. It really does. When you... Here, I'm going to tell... Let's end with this one great, super awesome thing that I realized. If you have an idea and you are super excited about it, the best way to have that idea grow is to share it with someone. Now, here's the little extra secret tip. The best way for it to grow by telling it to someone is to not tell them the whole thing with all the little details, with every little tiny bit of information that you have thought of and how you think it should be and what you are expecting of it and what you think the results could or should be. The best way for your idea to grow into something incredible that you never even possibly thought of is you tell them in very general terms the most basic concept of your idea. Because what's going to happen then is their brain is going to sit there and try to fill in the gaps. And their brain is going to fill in the gaps with what makes the most sense to them. Now, it might make the most sense to them because that's how they've seen it before. It might make the most sense to them because that's how they think it would be awesome. And so when you see somebody super excited about your idea that you just told them, ask them what they like about it, because I guarantee you they're going to be excited about something that you didn't even have as part of your idea. And here's the most important part. You do not say, oh, no, you're misunderstanding. It's like this. You say, actually, I didn't think about it like that. And then you think about it. And you don't instantly throw it out because it's not yours, it's wrong, or whatever. Because you're going to be able to take something from that. And if you are the person that can take something from that and change your idea, adapt it, morph it, combine it with everything else, that's how it becomes awesome. I discovered this at work one day when I was explaining something to someone, but it's happened more than once. I was in a hurry, so I didn't have time to explain all the details. And explaining all the details would be unnecessary. I just explained the basic concept. And they're like, oh my gosh, yes, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. But I didn't say that. I got lucky. I kept my mouth shut. And I thought about what they said. And because they said that, I was able to think of something even more incredible, I feel. And so that's a secret. That's a secret pro tip. And it's not something like from my Starbound, where it's obvious and everyone should know, pro tip, don't die. It's not something a lot of people know of, and I doubt it's something a lot of people take advantage of. So hey, I just made the world a better place. I gave out advice that was good advice. I hope it was. If you've ever encountered a situation like that, why don't you post about it below? Let the other viewers know that it is a thing, and it does happen, and it does work, and it does help. And it can lead to some very interesting things. Well, this has been a rambly episode, and I want to thank you all for hanging out with me, taking the time. I really appreciate every single one of you that takes the time to view my videos, and I especially appreciate those of you that take the time to comment. It's more effort on your part, and I'm happy when people do it, and I try to make sure to respond back when I can so that you know I appreciate it. And again, if you enjoy my unfiltered conversations where they just kind of go everywhere, if this is fun, let me know. Give me feedback, because I can do it on purpose. Or I can also make sure in the future that I have an outline, because I do understand it can be frustrating to get started with a conversation, to get really into that, and then all of a sudden the subject changes. That's just what I do. People that know and love me in real life, that's what they put up with all the time. So, topics to post about below. UHC. Maybe new UHC mode. How do you feel about my rambliness? Which form of rambliness is most fitting for YouTube videos that make it more fun to watch? Remember, I'm here to make videos for you, myself, and you. But I'm going to like what you like, so don't worry about what I like. Personally, I like things that are easier to make. But that's just because I want to put out as much as I can. So that's a lot to post about below. And I do have an interesting thing we'll discuss later. Maybe with my other server mates, we'll do a little joint video or something. I'm not sure how we'll bring it out to you. But we got something in the works that I think it's going to be fun. All right. This has been bRanN. I will see you next video. Have a great day.